Hi, I'm back with my favorite entrepreneur, Avery, and we're going to talk to you today about the difference between production and productivity. But first, we've been doing a bit of calculation. I've been trying to figure out how long it takes for you to bake your cookies. So talk us through the amount of time that it takes you to bake your cookies. To make the batter and mix that up, it was about
5 minutes.
Yep.
And then to put the cookies on a pan, it took about another 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then cooking is 7 minutes. It takes 5 minutes for them to cool on the pan, and then it can cool for however long you want on the cooling rack. In total, we figured out that we could make about 27 cookies per hour.
And that's actually an important number when we're talking about production and productivity. Production is how much you produce. And so if Avery was baking for an hour, her production would be 27 cookies. That's how much she is producing. Productivity, however, is how much output is produced per unit of input. And in this case, we're looking at her labor productivity. And since she's the only one that's baking the cookies, it's actually really, really easy to figure out. If we're looking at 27 cookies per hour, that's actually not only her production, but her productivity. If I was working with her and we were working together to produce the cookies, then the productivity per person would be about 13 and a half. So one thing businesses are really, really interested in is increasing the productivity of their workers. So let's talk about some ways that you could increase your own productivity.
Well, one thing is I could have another pan and another cooling rack.
Okay.
Because I would be able to make more cookies and cool more cookies at the same time.
Okay, so right now you're using one pan and one cooling rack. So
Yeah.
you've got to wait the 5 minutes
Of the cooking on the pan.
for it to cool.
Yeah.
Before
I
you
can
transfer
put
it over to the, and so that time that's cooling, you could, if you had another pan, you
I
could be
putting them on.
Yeah, and actually we did a bit of maths and we figured out that with another pan and another cooling rack, Avery could actually make 72 cookies in an hour instead of 27 cookies in an hour. And this would greatly increase her productivity. In fact, it's a 167% increase in her productivity. What else?
Well, more experience is better because you know what to do, you make fewer mistakes, and you can do it really quickly without having to look at the recipe or stalling to try and find things.
So workers with more experience are oftentimes more efficient and more productive. All right, and why do businesses like this? Businesses like this because with more productivity from workers, more is produced. For a business, this is good because if they can sell that additional output, they can now earn more revenue and earn more potential profit. The other side of this is that they can now reduce their costs. The fixed costs, remember, don't change.
Yeah.
The average variable costs are going to be constant. If you produce one extra unit, you're going to incur the same amount of average variable costs, but you can spread more units over those fixed costs. In fact, we did some calculations and we found that at 27 cookies, Avery's average cost per cookie is 70 cents, but at 72 cookies, her costs drop to 46 cents per cookie. The only big issue here is when you produce more output, one of the big problems with this is finding a buyer or buyers to...
Sorry to interrupt, but you have Mr. Cookie Monster on the line.
Okay, thank you. Hello. 72 cookies. Okay, I'll have them to you this afternoon. Thank you.
Who's that?
Apparently Cookie Monster, he has really bad grammar and always says, "Me want cookies."
Yeah, but he does want cookies.
Yeah,
And how many?
72.
Really? That's great news.
Yeah.
All right, you better get started. Okay, it's dad joke time. Why are Irish bankers so wealthy?
I don't know. Why?
Because their capital's always Dublin.